Hello guys. Welcome to Mundas Kitchen. Today trying a little something different. I'm here with my brother who's a videographer and great with the camera naturally. I like cooking, so we decided to do a little collab. Me behind my little kitchen island. Well, not mine. We're currently in Tinsa in the Eastern Cape, and we're so privileged to be in a beautiful kitchen like this with beautiful sea views. And we decided to do a little something. So today we will be making shakshuka. Shakshuka is a brunch dish. I think the origins are said to be originally in Northern Africa. Basically what it is, it's poaching eggs in a tomato-based sauce. But I'll take you through that. But first, before we make our shakshuka, we shall make bread. Now, I don't really have a science for making bread. Bread, oddly enough, is probably the first thing I learned how to make. My mother taught me. She was on the couch, but has just gone to take a call somewhere. So yeah, I do it pretty much the way we used to do it at Lokshin, which is nothing fancy. All you need is your flour, your sugar, yeast, and a pinch of salt. And that is what we shall be doing. And this is my bowl. We call it ukova. It's ukova just now. And this is a bit of warm water, lukewarm to hotish. What that helps with is activating your yeast once you put it in. And yeah, so I'll make this bread and then the shakshuka will come after that. Okay guys, I have brought my dough back down. You just cover it one more time, knead it to bring it down again. And now I've put it on my tray. So I usually put butter on my tray, but because I'm not in my own kitchen, it's my first time in this kitchen, I've used olive oil, which is what I had today, to butter my tray for the bread. And then just rolled out the dough a bit, but otherwise it's ready to go inside the oven now. But tricky thing about this oven is, and I realized it this morning, is there are no dials on this oven, so you don't know what function, what heat you're at. So I'm just trying to, hopefully it's something similar to what I'm used to, and I'm just going on memory here and on faith and not by sight, but hopefully it all works out. So 30 minutes should be enough. You just pop that in there. There we go. And now to do the shakshuka. So the ingredients we've got for shakshuka is the ever faithful combination of onion and garlic, the tomato, since it is a tomato based sauce that we are making, and then I've got bell peppers here, variety of colors. I like to switch it up with the colors and not just have one color. I'll use probably half of each of these. I'll use all of the tomatoes, the onion, and a few cloves of garlic. And then our spices. The spices are what brings a lot of the heat and warmth to the shakshuka. You have your saffron, which can be a bit costly and can be a bit overpowering, but using the right quantity, it brings great warmth. And because so much is already happening in this dish, flavor-wise, it doesn't overpower this dish. We've also got cumin seeds, smoked paprika. Brings a lot of warmth. The smoked paprika, the English paprika. Yeah, so smoked paprika is gonna bring a lot of warmth together with our. So I like to put chorizo in my shakshuka, and it's also smoked. So these two together bring a lot of that smoky, warm flavor. We need a bit of heat, so some jalapenos, whatever you want to call them. We've got those as well, and of course, we will be poaching our eggs inside this goodness, and we'll garnish it with a bit of parsley at the end. Shakshuka is probably genuinely my favorite dish to make for brunches, especially when you're hosting a large group and you can't necessarily be poaching 6 or 8 eggs. This is beautiful in that you just make a large saucepan of stew and you just put your eggs in there, and if you have a bread, it's beautiful for dipping. It's a beautiful dish to share. So yeah, let me get to my chopping, and then we'll put all of these in my saucepan and get it going. Okay, when making your shakshuka, we'll start with chopping up your onion. Chop your onion finely along with your garlic, and those will go into your heated pan first. You'll saute those for a little bit. Put in your cumin. After you put in your onion and your garlic, put in cumin, put in salt, put in pepper. Let those saute for a while. Let your onions brown, let them become soft and translucent. and follow them up with perhaps a little salt and pepper. You can put it in later, or at that point put in your garlic and onion with salt and pepper. Then you'll start to chop your bell peppers. Chop them finely as well. You want everything as fine as possible, just so it's not too chunky and that things can break down in the pan. So you'll chop your bell peppers, and I put those in next. It's not a science what comes in next. You could put in your tomatoes next if you'd like. It's all up to you. So put your bell peppers into the pan, and then I move on to my tomatoes, which I'll chop finely as well. I'll make these as fine as possible in order to allow it to break down and give the juices from the tomato. Tomatoes, I usually cut them into a bowl, because what I want to do is catch the juice that comes out as I cut them, because that's perfect to put back in there, because you do want the juices to break out of the tomato and it to become sort of a stewy sort of mixture. Oddly enough, some people would say this is just ipisto, which is not incorrect. It is a fancy version of ipisto, but we do poach our eggs glipisto and have chorizo, which technically is the same, but it's fine. So yes, then after you've cut up your tomato, you add that to the mix and you let that stew for a while. Let it come to a boil and then just let it stew and simmer for a while. That tomato, those peppers, those onion, everything will start to come together and everything starts to break down nicely. Put in your paprika, put in your saffron. Your saffron, you want a pinch. I don't go too lightly but not too heavy. Just in the palm of your hand. A few of those strands, put that in there. Add some nice flavor. Then after we put that in, mix that all together. Salt and pepper is already in there as well. Mix that all together, let it stew. You can cover it at this point if you'd like, just to let it stew and let it build up and to keep that moisture in there and to let it become more of a liquid, because it will be thick at the point where you put it all in. Keep on checking on it. I'd probably let it simmer for 15 to 20 minutes, but you can just keep checking it. Check if the tomato will be the test. Has your tomato broken down? Has it become more of a liquid? Is it more stewy? As you go, once your sauce is done, that's only when I put my chorizo in. My chorizo is smoked, so it doesn't really need to be cooked much, so I put it in towards the back end, and I know it's still going to be cooking when I put my eggs in. So you put your chorizo in, cut it into little coins or medallions, and you put those in, stir them in nicely, cover your pot again with your saucepan, let it stew for another 5 minutes or so, get your eggs ready. So what you want to do when you put your eggs in is you want to create little dents in the sauce. So with your spoon, just gently move aside, creating a little hole for each egg to go in. Your yolk will usually fall in there. Your egg whites, doesn't matter, it will spread a bit, but it's fine as long as your yolk is in that vicinity. And you create your little holes, your little dimples throughout your stew, and in your eggs go. Now with your eggs, you want obviously your white to be cooked, and it's usually best if I like my yolk runny or medium. So I like it to be a bit firm, but to have a run when I cut it. So you just want to carry on watching your eggs. It will take about 10 to 15 minutes. Put those in there, let them cook. And yeah, I don't have any science to it or timing to it. I usually just watch and keep on checking. But then yeah, you'll see your yolk. If you want, you can gently just poke your yolk, see how firm it is and if it's running. And then you are done with your shakshuka. To garnish it, some use feta. Personally, I don't like feta. I like to keep it plain and simple. And I also don't want that dynamic of the feta flavor in my shakshuka. So I just keep the parsley over the top, just a bit of garnishing, and you're ready to serve. How I usually serve it: don't take it out of the pan, keep it in your pan, put the pan on the table with a big spoon so you're able to get in underneath, get a whole egg with the sauce around that egg and under that egg, put that on a plate, put a slice of bread on that plate, and enjoy. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it is useful in some way to you. I definitely enjoyed it, and this has probably been my best brunch cooking experience, mostly because of the people I'm with, my mother and my little brother. And yeah, we are about to enjoy our shakshuka now. Hope you have a good day. Enjoy. See you next time. Thanks for watching Mundas Kitchen.